We are live. Welcome to the Spinnin Backfist MMA show for Wednesday, May 21st. It is Robbie, Big Ev, and Jack Mac back as always to talk MMA. We'll talk fights, we'll talk news, we'll talk an interview that we could plug. Obviously, Chael Sonnen in DC on the channel now. Check that out if you haven't already. How we doing? Not a fight weekend we could look forward to necessarily, but tons of fight stuff we could talk about.
Yeah, feeling good. The Chael DC interview we put out on Monday night. This is great. There's some great clips. We'll keep posting those clips. But it was great, and even it was such a good interview that Chael even did a video about Robbie.
That's crazy. Yeah, the video on Chael's page, like, what would you tell your father-in-law if you got $20,000? And it was such like classic Chael, the way he like embellishes a little bit of the story. He's like, Robbie sat down with his father-in-law and asked him if he was paying for the wedding, and he said yes. It's like none of that ever happened or was said, but it's just for the sake of a good story. You know, it's Chael has said, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. So it is what it is. I explained it to Lady Fox last night. It's all good in the hood. Let's tell everyone about DraftKings as well. Before we continue, we got to tell everyone about one of our favorite sponsors here on Spinnin Backfist. That is DraftKings, of course. Fight night isn't just for the fighters. Step into the action with DraftKings Sportsbook in your corner. As the official sports betting partner of the UFC, DraftKings brings the action to your fingertips. Every strike, takedown, and knockout. It all hits different when you've got skin in the game. If you're new to betting, no problem. Start simple. Just pick a fighter to win. Money line. Place your bet, and you're in. Even better, new customers can bet just $5 and get, listen to this, $300 in bonus bets if your bet hits. It's the easiest way to score big on fight night. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code BACKFIST. That's code BACKFIST for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. When you bet just $5, $300, that's like the best offer I've ever heard from them. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Great stuff from DraftKings. Absolutely awesome. Not just UFC too, yeah.
For 3, obviously, Knicks tonight. We have the big time NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs going on. And also, obviously, we had King of the Court during the basketball season. They have King of the Diamond now, and that's for baseball. And I think it's awesome. I saw some guy who won recently at like $80,000 in bonus bets because he won. I saw it on Twitter. Shout out that guy who won.
Oh, I think I saw that. And then he took the bonus bet and he won like a 4-1, like 20 grand on that, right?
It was Pedro Paez for the Cardinals, who's like a guy the like back of the like bottom of the lineup. It was the $1 million prize pool. So I think 12 or 16 people won it. So he's got like 83K in like $5,000 increments. And the guy just ripped Reese Hoskins homer plus 400.
Yeah. Yeah. He tweeted cash. Like, my life has changed forever. Yeah.
I mean, 20 grand cash. And then he's got like 20 more of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just ripped bullets.
Shout out DraftKings. Shout out everyone in the chat. We've got a bunch of you guys in the chat. Hop Billy, a legend. Vince, another legend. Bryant, a third legend. Legends all over the place. Bryant says Bones versus Connor bare knuckle in 2035. I don't know if Connor makes it up to that weight. Who knows? Alex V loved the rumor that Jon Jones asked for so much money that he thought there was no way Dana would give it. Dana did call his bluff, and now Jon is out of excuses and is ducking. That is the thumbnail. That's the headline. So we can start there with Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall, especially because we put out a clip of Ev talking about this fight and how Jon Jones was ducking Tom Aspinall last week. And Ali came after you for it. Was that still Ali's last tweet? Has he tweeted since then?
No, I called 2 people.
Oh, no, that was different. That was different. That was different. I got it confused because we used the duck thumbnail. Yeah. Let's start at the Ali tweet and then we'll get to Jon Jones and Aspinall.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I saw once I knew we posted the clip, I was like, I didn't think Ali was going to do it. I was like, I'm going to get some heat for this. People don't like seeing a fat guy call other fit guy duck. I get it. But I kind of,
has like stands all over the place. He's that kind of fighter.
And it's funny with us too. You forget, like, sometimes you just get caught up in this like, I just say how I feel. I don't really care. So I just kind of say what I genuinely think. And then you forget sometimes that like good people watch it. Or like a lot sometimes, and you put a clip. Our Spinnin Backfist account is very big, so a lot of people see it. in the MMA world. I didn't really see any fighters say much like about what I said though. It was really just Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ali called me a fat
the picture. We did the Photoshop of you with the duck, Tom Aspinall style. That's why I got mixed up in my head. Of course, Ali doesn't care about fucking Jon Jones in her or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
Ali
yeah.
called me he called me a fat motherfucker. I'm fine with it. He said
I
don't have any credibility to talk about the game, which I think is I'll say I don't have credibility in the sense that I never fought. Sure, I'll own that. But I mean, I think
at least he did it on his own account. We'll give him credit for that. Ali tweeted on his own account this time. It wasn't from like Islam.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say what it is, and I think even Shale, I think, agreed with me. All right, so I'm talking about it. Like, let's make note. Like, it's very clear. Like, if Bilal wins, like he would have had to fight Islam because I think, or excuse me, he would have to fight Ilya because I think it was pretty clear. Dana told him point blank, like, you're either fighting Ilya or you're like you have to move up. Like, you're not. Because he literally, and the reason I said that was I said it in the explanation. The week before that, he said, "I'm not vacating," and then a week later, they were like, "Yes, you are."
He's like, well,
because I think Dana told him point blank, "You either fight Ilya or you vacate." There's no like, you don't get to just fight Gaethje. You don't get to just fight somebody else. Like it's Ilya or vacate. And he said, "I'll vacate." And to me, that was a duck, and I stand on that. He ducked. He didn't. And I saw like a few people talk about it in the sense of like, oh, he's going up to fight like a bigger guy. Like, how is it a duck? But I think it's different in the sense of like the legacy part of it. Like, if you move up and lose, you still can be like, oh, I'm like undefeated at 155. And this and that, where like Ilya, like, I don't care. And I said it in the explanation, like, I give credit to the Volk win. I don't sit here and be like, oh, he beat a 145 or no, he beat like an all-time great twice. And the second time absolutely ran through him. Like in Ilya, I'd feel the same way. Like I think he's trying to be like, oh, like I'm not fighting Ilya because it's like no, all risk, no reward. Like I don't see it that way. Like this guy just knocked out Volk and Holloway back to back. Like he's undefeated. He's an incredible fighter. Like I think he really sat there and thought and was like, I might lose to this guy. There's a real chance I can lose, and he won't admit that. But I'll say it because I think it's the truth, or he would have just fought him.
I think there's a chance. I don't think that's like a crazy thing to suggest with how everything has played out over the last week or two.
Do you think there's a chance?
Go ahead.
Do you think there's a chance that Islam and Ilya both win, and then Islam comes back down? Alessandro Topuria even said that Topuria will then go up to 170 to try to become triple champ. Which would be hilarious, but
I think that's more likely than Islam going back, though, to be honest.
Agree.
They're talking about the weight cut for Islam, too. If he bulks up to 170, he's never coming back down, I don't think.
I think the only way, which even I like, if Islam loses to Jack, maybe,
yeah.
But even then, like I think it's highly likely. Like, if he beats Islam, or excuse me, if he beats JDM, he ain't going. Like, he's never going to fight Topuria unless Topuria went on like a run at 55 and somehow got up to 170, which I think would just be like, he's not big enough to be a 170, or like he's like 5'7".
That would continue his streak of trying to be McGregor, though, from 145 to 155 to 170.
Yeah, just at like listen, I think Topuria is like unbelievable. So I wouldn't doubt him to be able to do like almost anything. But that'd be quite the jump. Like as a guy who's not like
crazy.
That big. Like he's big, but he's not that big. I mean, he's short.
And then going off the ducking conversation, Jon Jones this week with the fucking coconut and I'm not ducking, I'm living my best life. You guys are hating on me, blah, blah, blah. John, I texted you guys like when I woke up one day this week and I was just like, I'm seething mad right now. Like I am triggered by Jon Jones. He's got me. And again, I know he's the GOAT. Nobody's denying that. Nobody's denying his legacy. Nobody's denying what he's done in the cage. But he is one of the most infuriating, hateable fighters of all time right now. The way he's playing it, especially, it's not even just that he's not game for the fight right now. It's the way he's being proactive on social media, almost rubbing our faces in the fact that we're not getting this fight. It's insane. I've never seen anyone like anti-promote a fight quite like Jon Jones.
He's doing it today.
Oh, what
he's active today. Did you see what he tweeted 50 minutes ago?
No, what he tweeted? He got me blocked on everything.
So he posted a video, like he's clearly at like a very nice, like on the water, like nice, probably rented like an Airbnb or something really nice, like on the ocean somewhere, like tropical. Looks like he's got like a cage set up there, like nice pool, all that, whatever. So someone responded to it and said, "How does it feel to be retired?" He quote tweeted and said, "I don't know if I want to call it retired. I feel like I'll always have an ability to pop out and show them. I've had many breaks throughout my career. My identity outside of fighting is well intact. I'm generally enjoying life. I'm growing in different ways." This guy's the fucking worst, man. He's the GOAT and he's the worst at the same time. It's so fucking.
Yeah. Imagine the GOAT of any other sport acting like that about like defending a title. Like obviously it's different in other sports defending a title, but like if you're the GOAT, aren't you supposed to be game? Aren't you supposed to be anytime, any place, anywhere? I'm down to defend my legacy. Does he not have confidence in the fact that obviously he doesn't have confidence in the fact that he can beat Tom Aspinall? Otherwise, he would have made the fight and retired. And you could do all this after that fight. There's one more fight fans want to see. It's literally this one, and then we're fine with you riding off into the sunset. There's one fight that makes sense right now. It's not we want you to have another 5-fight contract and keep going and see how long you could make it. It's one fight.
100%.
I'm at the same point of view you guys are at. It's annoying. What do you even say at this point? Hopefully he's just being a master troll. The only reason I still give it kind of a 20% chance he fights Tom Aspinall this year is we still haven't gotten a Tom Aspinall fight announcement yet. And Dana knows what the fans want, and I think he kind of knows he needs a huge fight. And also we should definitely discuss how Dana's in a weird spot right now with TKO and Prince Turkey, His Highness, and how he was supposed to promote Bud Crawford against Canelo, but seems like that's not happening anymore. Prince Turkey, or not, just Turkey came out and said, "Hey, this is who the promoter is, and it is not TKO."
Yeah, and he said we're still like looking for broadcasting rights and things that you would imagine, like if TKO was still involved, that wouldn't be an issue. They would take care of that. They would have that all online. It's crazy. I'll say this. I don't think it's that surprising in terms of like the Dana White, TKO, Turkey, Saudi relationship. I felt was like on, I think I said to you guys in the group chat, was on ice the second I saw, and I know no behind the scenes info on this. Just I saw a video of Dana White and Turkey holding hands, walking together, and I was like, I just know that can't last. Like in terms of Dana's not going to be holding this guy's hand at every event. I don't think if that was in the cards. So like the relationship going south doesn't necessarily surprise. Based on that alone, I was like, I don't think these two human beings like clash.
The holding hands, I guess,
he does it with everybody.
It does it. I guess it's a custom of sorts. I've never heard of it, but it is. He did it with Bud Crawford after Canelo's last fight. He was in the ring, and Bud Crawford was holding hands with him. It's certainly weird, but I mean, I don't. Yeah, no, it's
and I'm not saying that's the reason like things unfolded. It was Turkey trying to announce things before Dana White was ready to announce them on McAfee's show. Like there was a few things that just like you look at, if you know Dana White, like we know, like obviously from watching him for over a decade plus, it's like, that doesn't seem to like fit in line with his personality necessarily.
I wonder how much it will affect things, because if he pulls out, we know how Dana is as just a promoter and how he is as a guy. What does this leave the UFC with? I mean, I guess is that contract with Saudi something that can get ripped up, or is it kind of separate of?
Yeah, are they still presenting Noche this year? Are they still Riyadh season? Is that still a thing? I said, is the WWE relationship affected because it's all under the TKO umbrella?
And I think it was a surprise when Turkey tweeted that out. Now, also, maybe this is how Turkey negotiates in a way. Maybe it's just like, but Dana's not going to like that.
No, I don't think anyone would like that as a co-promoter. And I mean, Turkey's also so new to this game relatively that it's like
money changes everything.
True. And he's got the most of it. He could throw like $10 billion to Dana for this fight, and we might be back on.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be more separate. Like I feel like it wouldn't. I don't think it would completely just fracture it.
Yeah,
maybe I'm naive.
I don't know. I don't know. Should we tell people about PFL?
Yes, of course. Obviously, a little bit of a break right now.
Yeah, but they are a great sponsor for the show.
They are,
as you see below. Don't miss the action all year on ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPN Plus. Next event, 22 days away. But Jack suggested we could talk about some of the finishes from the first round. We could talk about some of the finishes from the first round. We talked about Paul Hughes a little bit last week, but obviously Paul Hughes still a major factor in MMA and the entire MMA sphere right now. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, I was wondering what your guys' favorite finishes was from the first round. Obviously, if we are discussing the finishes, that guy is going to most likely be fighting in the semifinals. Hopefully no injuries. We did unfortunately get the news that JJ Wilson's out of his fight against Godzi Robinov, which is actually something that really stinks because that was a fight I was very much looking forward to. But yeah, my favorite finish, I think, I know it's crazy to say, and I didn't think I was gonna end this year with that. Or I'm going back and forth. Last round of the first round, so I guess it's not the last round. Last week of the first round, I'm between Simeon Powell's finish over Carl Aprickson, and then Phil Davis's finish over Rob Wilkinson. I think Simeon is taking it over for me right now. I'm going to give it to him. I loved Phil Davis's finish, but I think more so Phil Davis's finish, I was such in awe in, considering he's, 41 now? And it was a huge comeback moment for him. But I think I'm going to give it to Simeon Powell. My favorite finish of round one.
I'm going to go Dalton Rasta, take it down Sabit OC, which is like an absolutely insane thing to do. The way he went in there and dominated, gave a great performance, and also got the submission early on. I'll give it to Dalton Rasta this round.
Yeah, Dalton, huge Barstool guy. He loves all the support we give him. He's, I think, my favorite fighter in the PFL right now, possibly outside of Johnny Eblin. Obviously, Dakota's amazing, but we have a little bit more of a relationship with those two. Johnny.
We do have a little PFL clique, though. I like our little PFL clique of fighters.
And Johnny Eblin was supposed to fight. Well, Johnny and Dakota are on the same card. Down, not down under, but down in the world in terms of geography. South Africa. It's going to be a fascinating card. Just got moved to July 22nd from July 29th, so keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
Yeah, I would go, honestly, for mine, I think I'm going to go with Thad Jean. Yeah, insane knockout. I mean, I feel like he's kind of like the new, like, I feel like that was like his moment of like, I'm here, like really even a guy that was kind of like more like a prelim guy in the past and like wasn't really in like the actual tournament. Like he's in the tournament now, knocking guys out who have had success in previous tournaments. Now he gets Jason Jackson, massive step up for him, big fight. But yeah, that Gene I think is the new guy in the PFL.
Yeah, for sure. It's good stuff. Good year of PFL fights so far. Obviously, it's only kind of just getting started with the first round. We got a lot of tournament to go. But shout out to the PFL. We love the PFL. We love watching the PFL. Love talking about it. Love that they sponsor the show, of course. The chat right now is talking about the lightweight division, just how crazy it is that we've had 4 champs in 9 years, a lot of vacated titles and undisputed title fights. Someone hasn't like taken the title from a lightweight in 9 years. Has it been 9 years since it was no, it hasn't been that long because obviously Eddie Alvarez lost it to Conor. That was the last one, I think.
Well, what you're saying? Well, Islam took it from Charles.
Or I guess Khabib took it from Conor too. And Islam took it from Charles. No, because Charles missed weight, so Islam was the only one. It was vacated technically.
Oh, I guess you're right.
That was
because if Charles won that fight, we would have had a vacant champ.
No. That was the
right?
Gaethje one. That was the Gaethje one.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
But he was still technically the champ, right? He's still like he officially.
I think you enter that fight the champ, but it's over after that. I don't know. It's fucking weird rules.
No, so with Gaethje,
I know, but he did have to vacate it, right? He vacated because he missed weight. I guess.
So he missed weight, vacated the belt. His fight against Gaethje was the only person that could have left with the belt was
Gaethje.
Yeah.
Oliveira won, so it was a vacant champ. That's right.
And it was a vacant champ against Islam. Islam beat him. Then Islam vacated it now. So yeah, I mean, I think that
we got there
sense.
Eventually.
The Charles thing is
Vince also says
faulty.
Vince also says no mention of the Bellato herpes that made him pull out on Saturday. Nasty. That is true. According to Bellato, he came out. He said, "I never thought herpes would make me pull out of a fight, but like it is." I will say, I don't think it's the herpes people are thinking of. Like, I know a couple different forms. I saw the reply. A lot of the replies to him were like, you don't know ball if you don't know mat herpes.
Yeah.
Mat herpes. I guess it's a thing. I think it's way more common than you would expect when it comes to like wrestling, fighting, anything with mats.
No, that's what everybody was saying.
It's still funny that he put that out like the way he did. Was like, I never thought this would happen, but I'm out of this fight. But I think it's a thing that is almost like common in MMA.
Yeah, no, in the wrestling world too, it seems. I mean, hopefully he gets, I'm sure that's something that can be fixed with some antibiotics, but obviously you can't fight with it.
I was thinking they'll rebook this fight in a few weeks, I would assume.
I think they are. They said they're trying to for June. I think for June.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was a bummer to lose that fight. Obviously not like we talked about the card. It wasn't like the most amazing card before losing the co-main event. So yeah, mid-event losing that was tough.
It was a forgettable event.
He's fine.
Obviously, Michael Morales really showed out. So Michael Morales is a guy that he's a top 10 middleweight now. And you also have to, not middleweight, sorry. He's a top 10 welterweight. And it's funny, they still have Colby Covington in the top 10 rankings, which is just like, come on, guys, get him out. They even have Bill Burns too.
It's crazy.
I guess, what do we do with Michael Morales now?
I think there's some awesome fights to make it. There's just so many guys in line at welterweight. I think there's some awesome fights to make. I mean,
but honestly, who would take him right now that's in line?
Leon.
Ooh, it's not bad.
I think
they don't have that Masvidal fight in the wings.
Oh, maybe that's true. But because you could do Morales. He's been calling for Gary. So, I mean, you could do that even because there's so many guys log jammed up there that I think you have to if they really wanted, I don't know if they would do this, but he could fight Bilal.
I guess, yeah. Maybe they would want to do that just to make Michael Morales a star, put him on that level right away.
I think there's the welterweight's so stacked right now. I'm just pulling up the rankings.
Buckley's right above him too.
There's so many fights you could make in the top 8 that all really would make sense.
So right now, that division, we're looking at JDM Islam next. Shavkat, question mark in terms of we don't know how injured he is when he's coming back.
But probably waits around for the next title shot.
Bilal, the UFC would love to see Usman beat Buckley, and then they can book Bilal Buckley. Right?
Or Usman Ball, even it would for the
Usman Ball. Sorry, I meant
I was going to say Usman Ball more.
If Usman beats Buckley, they would love to see Usman Buckley. I think, in my opinion,
I think so.
Then now, let's say Buckley wins. I think you could see Buckley Morales, Gary against Brady, but I guess there's also the Leon question. But as I've already pointed out, I guess you could. And Leon's never ran from a fight. He wanted to fight Khamzat. Yeah, when Khamzat was the boogeyman.
Yeah, because Morales is a ton of hype now. Where Morales, I think, was kind of the dark horse through all these, and I think now him doing that was so big for people. I think people just respecting who he is. I mean, he's just such a specimen. I joke with Lee because I just remember we had talked about him a few years ago and Lee being I don't see, and I was but he was so young, he's so green still even, and I think you're seeing him now he looks like a grown ass man now. He just looks like a monster. I mean, he's tall, he's got 79-inch reach. he hits like a truck. He's like well rounded. Like I think he's a guy where I imagine what he's even looks like another 3 years from now. Like he's a freak of nature, and I don't know how
like the real deal.
Like I don't know how guys are going to compete with him. I think he's going to have such like an athletic, like he might be the best athlete. I think like of the group. I think he is the best athlete of the group. Just pure like raw athleticism. That doesn't mean like listen that can only go so far in fighting, but as he builds like everything else, like I think
Morales could be fun.
I think he touches gold one day. I really do.
Yeah, and you were in on him so early.
I just saw like him on the Contender. I remember just like this kid's like 20 years old, 21 years old. And already just like you just saw the like it's funny like the term gets used so much more in like basketball, but you just saw like the raw like the tools, like you just saw like this like everything's there, the size, the speed, like the like power, strength, like everything's there. And like the more and more I watch him, the more and more I get confident that he just looks like he's doing all the right things. Like you're just seeing him become like a man, a real like just coming into like a man's frame.
Yeah. I saw I think it was Ben the Bane Davis tweeted like Raul Rosas is the most jacked 20-year-old I've ever seen. And he tweeted like a picture of Raul Rosas, and he is fucking built as a 20-year-old. And then Chase Hooper had a funny reply with just like a screenshot of him in the UFC at 20. And he's like, you must have never seen me. And it's just like Chase Hooper. And looking at like Chase Hooper when he's 20, crazy, because he's another guy who's obviously like built like kind of grown into his body type, become an adult before everyone's eyes on the UFC. It's crazy to be like, holy shit, he was in the UFC looking like me. Like, no disrespect, but like almost looking like me. That's crazy.
That point from Ben the Bane Davis is such a like you just don't watch college football point, because I looked at that photo and I was just like, I don't know, man. There's the fifth string running back at Mississippi State who's like more.
Who was the dude that went viral for having the fucking abs? He had his jersey was up to here a couple of years ago.
Sean Oakland. Yeah. Honestly, I'd love to introduce Ben Davis to a guy named Jeremiah Smith, who's 19 years old and he's a wide receiver and his arms are like this. They're fucking his bicep is like this big.
Yeah. He's on the Buckeyes. Yeah.
And runs a 4.2 40. Just turned 19.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
he could probably dunk a basketball between his legs.
Holy shit, this guy's jacked. That's fucking funny.
Did you see that? Did you see Raul Rosas' Junior's first like podcast? The question that he asked?
I did see that when he made the girl like storm out like first question,
and then they all laughed.
Or was she in on that skit?
I don't know. I think she's like kind of from the content world, so it may have been a joke. I think she's like Aiden Ross's ex or something. Very weird.
What
but
did he say to her? He said some sexual.
He's like, when you gonna like fuck Drake or something?
Oh yeah, it was such a like teenager, like almost came off like one of those like prank calls where you're like, hee, hang up like real quick, like. It was the worst, like, not funny thing, and she just got up and walked out, and they were all like, ha, chee wee wee, we got her.
It was insane. It was just
crazy. What else do we got? Let me pull up the Spinnin Backfist page. What have we been tweeting about over the last few days? Oh, the Khamzat Dricus donut tweet. That was something.
Yeah,
did you guys see that?
Actually,
Dricus is going all in on the inbred angle, which is something that we kind of saw Connor do back in the day. It's definitely a trope within the like Muslim versus non-Muslim kind of world. That's going to be something that I think DDP is not going to shy away from.
No, he didn't shy away from rough stuff with Sean Strickland for a while. It was, if you didn't see the tweet, Khamzat tweeted Dricus a picture of himself with a bunch of donut emojis and like a crying face emoji. And then Dricus responded,
Why
oh shit. Donuts? I don't know. Is he calling him fat in that picture?
I think he's saying all his boys are fat.
Oh, his whole, because it's a picture like of him and his whole team.
Yeah, like I think his brother and like whoever else is like in the UFC jumpsuits. I think he's calling them fat.
Gotcha. And then Dricus responded, oh shit, would get you, but there's no inbred emoji. Which, yeah, he's going all in there.
Dricus is a good shit talker.
I mean, he's willing to just say shit. He's one of those guys who he doesn't hold back, and people don't give him enough credit for being like I don't want to call him a loose cannon because he's never going off. He's never provoking necessarily. I don't think it's usually like a comeback, but he'll fucking hit you with, I hope your mom gets cancer as a comeback. And you're like, whoa.
You know what it is about him too? He says it so calmly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
even even the Strickland thing, like he didn't get riled up when he said it. Like he just said it very like as a matter of fact.
And when Strickland got riled up.
And when Izzy and him were talking in the cage, when him and Izzy were talking in the cage, even his comebacks then right off the cuff were so calm and like smooth when he was like calling him a brother. And he was like, we may be from the same country or same continent, but you're no brother of mine. Like that. Like after being in a fist fight and Izzy coming in with like pre-scripted lines, like DDP was just like, boom. I agree with that. He doesn't get enough credit for it.
Did you guys see any of the clips of him talking about Bo Nickel after he lost?
No.
He was being, I don't know what podcast he was on. It was like a one-on-one. And he was very like, he wasn't even like going at him crazy. He more was just like, Bo Nickel basically gets what he deserves. Like he was out there calling out like Khamzat and like everyone and like look at him like he's not shit basically. Like like I don't think he didn't use those exact words, but he said it pretty much that same type of way. He just like everything he's getting right now, like he deserves it. Like he earned nothing and like ran his mouth off. Like this isn't wrestling. Like in MMA, you've done nothing. Like why were you calling out like undefeated like top 5 contenders when you had done literally nothing? You beat tomato cans.
Yeah.
And basically just said point blank, like, I don't think he'll ever do anything in this, like, seriously. I'm pretty sure he said something. I think he gave him a little bit, hey, like, you never know, he could like come back, but he was like, I don't see it. He was like, I don't see it. Like, I don't think he's got it.
Damn. Let's shout out another one of our sponsors, New Amsterdam Vodka. We love New Amsterdam Vodka, obviously the official vodka of Barstool Sports and the official vodka of the UFC, as well as the official vodka of Winning. It's a champion vodka. You match it up against any other vodka out there, and oh boy, it's a TKO for New Amsterdam. Whether you're catching your favorite fight at the bar or you're hanging out at home listening to us talk about it, celebrate your wins with the insanely smooth New Amsterdam vodka.
I had
label now.
I had the new bottle, but both of it's so good. But
one of them's in the Pup Punk studio. I think one of them's for sure in the Pup Punk studio because I took it in there for an ad because we've got them on My Mom's Basement as well. And the new label, it's crisp, it's cool, it's blue. Could find your wins with New Amsterdam. We love New Amsterdam.
I wasn't even shocked. I wasn't even shocked because it's so good. The new label's sick. Somebody took it. It's like, I mean, I have to lock it up. Like if I want to keep it, I gotta lock it up. We live in it.
I know we've talked about it before. We need like a Spinnin Backfist drink for them. We need to come up with our version of Pink Whitney. It's not pink lemonade in New Amsterdam. It's, I don't know what mix with New Amsterdam would be Spinnin Backfist. Something red for blood.
I'm trying to think. Well, what could it be?
Some grapefruit
what's a
juice?
drink?
Is that a thing?
Okay,
red,
so we could
red
call
would be like a fruit punch.
Fruit punch, yeah.
Oh, fruit punch. That's it. That's I mean, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Hey, Body Armor fruit punch, New Amsterdam. Put it together, and
perfect combo.
That's synergy. Back in the day, that's what they taught me in marketing school. Synergy are with all of two of our favorite sponsors here at Barstool. That would be a great drink, and I'm sure it would taste amazing. Nice little glass too, would look phenomenal.
Yeah, put some ice in there. I would love that.
The nice thing about New Amsterdam is you can pretty much add it with anything.
Oh yeah, true. Justin in the chat, does Khamzat make it to the fight? James responds, 50-50 chance he makes it. James, you might be right. It's one of those things where it's like, how the hell are we supposed to know? I don't even know if Khamzat knows. But yeah, you can't really trust him nowadays.
I think they wouldn't have booked it and especially bumped Poatan off it if they weren't confident it was going to happen.
True. Also, speaking of,
go
ahead, Ev. Yeah.
No, I was going to say I think that was kind of the confirmation of the theory. Like that fight.
I was going to say
Poatan was furious. Him and Anklev were. I mean, even Anklev had tweeted out forever ago, like that date, like August, whatever, 18th or whatever it is, like Chicago. And then Poatan got pissed because they were like, no, we'd rather do Khamzat DDP there. bigger fight.
I was going to say, speaking of fights that we thought were going to happen that maybe now won't happen, everyone, I think, thought they were going to do Diego Lopez, Yair Rodriguez. Now the rumors Diego Lopez, Jean Silva.
Yeah, I saw that, which would stink because did you see that there's a rumor that Yair's getting another title shot?
Dude, I saw that. That's despicable. If he gets a title, I'd rather them just give Gene Silva the title shot.
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
Yair, that is insanity. I mean, he
that
just
can't
lost
be true.
Ortega.
I hope that's not true. Yeah.
Like what is he lost?
True.
What is he 2-2 in his last 4?
And guess what? He's getting it.
A guy making his debut in the UFC that's old as hell and small, and then he lost to fucking Ortega.
And
like he gets a
I think they want to do it.
That's crazy.
They want to do it in Guadalajara.
And they want to have, instead of facing off like 2 great Mexican fighters, they want to have both of them in separate fights. Maybe do they want to do Diego Lopez, Jean Silva also on that card?
That would just be.
Who cares? I don't care if it's not Mexican. It's like Yair's not. He's gonna get railroaded by Volk.
Yeah, that's the fight. That's the fight, regardless of like how it works out. Where 2 Mexican fighters on the Mexican Independence Day card. Yep. Throw that out of the equation. This is still the fight that makes sense to make.
It's
frustrating.
No, I see what you're saying, Robbie. I just more so like Yair is a guy that you like. Not to say he doesn't deserve what he's gotten in the UFC, but it's just.
He doesn't. Like, he would not deserve this title shot. He would not.
No,
he would not deserve it.
This man got finished by Brian Ortega not too long ago.
His
September, right? Not September. That was longer ago.
His last 2 fights are beating Pitbull and then getting choked out in, I think, this second or third round. I think third by Ortega. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And he had just got a title shot right before that and lost. Got finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it gets like Evlov clearly should be getting the next title shot. Whatever you think about boring, he has
and
no.
Where is he? That's a good question from Justin. What's going on with him? I
haven't heard a peep about him. They were talking about Evlov fighting Pico. Like, this guy should get the title shot.
Oh yeah, they were talking about that.
Like that was. I mean, and he was about to do it because he was like, I can't get a fight.
Yeah.
Like
Yair
Diego Lopez,
agreed.
Diego Lopez, Gene Silva fight, I love. Like, I think that's a great.
Yeah.
Fight.
Don't get me wrong, great fight, of course, and they're gonna fucking bark in each other's faces. And obviously, we saw Diego Lopez's chin in the last fight. It's insane. That'll be an amazing fight, but like, not right now. That's not the fight to make right now. I don't think, especially if the alternative is like Yair getting the title shot.
I know it's crazy. I don't even think I think all you guys will agree with this. I would rather them run it back with Diego Lopez than have Yair.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Agreed. That was such a good fight. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, it's like, Yair, I mean, I just also, if I'm Volk, I mean, I guess I get it. Like, he gets paid, gets another notch, but it's like, what does that do for Volk?
Nothing. And I think it goes very similarly too.
Robbie Fox has got Dana's dick in his throat all the time, so he can't criticize shit matchmaking like Yair. Oh, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm saying, don't do Yair versus Volk.
Hey, we support free speech in the chat. Like, it's like,
free speech. I'll put that up on the screen. I don't care that to say it. I'll throw it up on the screen for you. Shout out Kai Voth MMA.
But yeah, if they do that, I'd be upset. Morales said he wants on that card.
On the Noche card, you're saying?
Yeah, he wants on the Guadalajara card.
What else do we got? Other news this week? Tyson Fury's coming back, unsurprising.
Strickland called out Bilal, which, I mean, I guess would be whatever. Yair turned down the fight against Magomed to finish his exams, which I just thought was like a fun.
Zach Bryan, he went to fucking France for his degree or whatever.
Do you think that had anything to do with the Poton thing?
Him studying for exams?
No, because like Poton's mad that Yair got the call.
Oh, about that. Oh, maybe. Man, I thought you were saying, do you think it had anything to do with him losing to Poetan? He was too busy studying for his
Oh,
exams.
no.
I don't know.
I think they're just obsessed with Yair and Poetan fighting, and they thought that's the best way to sell a trilogy. When the first two were incredibly, when the first two were dominant. If he has the belt, then you have to make it if you think he's the guy.
True.
Even though I still say about in the first fight, Yair won the first round.
Yeah, and like rocked him bad, right?
He caught him.
Maybe not like bad, but he caught him. Yeah,
and then he just got murdered. And then the second fight, it looked like they were like indifferent. It would look like varsity versus JV.
Yeah, that was.
The second
fight. I still remember that fight. Was my buddies, one of my best friends from high school's bachelor party. We were in Vegas. I think I had my worst card. Like if you look at all the cards I bet on the UFC, like that was my worst performance ever. It was just so bad. I bet Charles Jourdain against Gene Silva, dead. Michelle Watterson, worst performance ever. Retired. You go through it. I was MVP against Ian Gary, which I will say was a good bet, but it didn't come through. And then I was like, but I was big on Yair. I was like, guys, we can kind of save it here. It's Yair. Yair gets hurt in the end of the first round, as everyone remembers. And I was like, that's the plan. Like he's going to come back stronger. Like Yair doesn't get started until he gets injured. And then he came up in the second round, head kick, just dead. And then all my buddies and his friends were not mad at me or anything, but they were just like, it's a common joke to bring up now. But that was not a great memory for me. But it's sometimes the bad memories make you laugh even more.
That's the worst when like you're with a bunch of guys who like don't usually watch. They don't really know. They're like leaning on you for advice, and you stink that one time.
Yeah, like they
just know you as you're like the loser. Like you're just like betting MMA. You're the worst at betting UFC.
I've had a lot of those nights, unfortunately. My first night I've talked about, literally the first blog I ever wrote for Barstool was a UFC preview where I said Ronda Rousey was going to come back and beat Amanda Nunes, and Dominic Cruz was going to style all over Cody Garbrandt. And it was a bad night for me to be the new MMA guy at Barstool after those two takes. I think that's it as far as stuff that I've got, unless you guys had anything else.
No, it's like we're kind of in this weird spot where we're waiting for a lot of things to happen. And
I know we used to have Memorial Day weekend cards too. UFC used to do that, and I used to love it. Like I would always be down the shore getting my cousins to bet on the fights with me and everything. I wish they would go back to Memorial Day weekend cards. They would also usually put like cool like American fighter. Like I think one year they did, speaking of Cody Garbrandt, they did Garbrandt versus Thomas Almeida, maybe Memorial Day weekend, and it was like a big fucking like the American versus the Brazilian Memorial Day weekend. I remember that one. I bet on Almeida and Garbrandt fucking knocked him out. And then everyone I was with was like, "Oh, you didn't tell us it was an American in the main event. We wouldn't have bet against him." I was like, sorry.
Yeah, I think
that's it though.
We got some good fight announcements. We're waiting on a few more, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, so
we'll get more of the International Fight Week card filled out, I think.
Robbie, I have the list of Memorial Day weekend for UFC in the past. Rampage versus Liddell was one.
Yep.
Damn.
BJ Penn against Shirk was another.
Yeah.
Machado against Evans. DC against Anthony Rumble.
Yeah, great fights. That one I watched in I want to say I watched that fight in like Augusta, Georgia. I think we were at the Masters for that one or something like that.
They were
one of the weekends was Darren Till versus Wonder Boy too.
They were all, for the most part, pay-per-views. They may have shifted a little bit, but
they definitely shifted like 2017, 2018. I think both of those were free cards. I think Gustafson, the crazy uppercut finish, might have been Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
Chera?
They stopped at 180. At 180 and then kind of just went to like fight nights. But yeah, crazy. It would be nice to have a card this weekend. As bad as last weekend's card was, it would be nice to have one this weekend. So I always remind myself that when there's nothing going on. I feel like the PFL the PFL should be doing one this weekend.
Yeah, that would have been great. All right, we will talk to you guys next week. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Have a good Memorial Day weekend, everybody.
Check out the interview with Chael and DC.